Good morning, Acadiana, and welcome to another edition of Morning Coffee with Big Al
and Special T.
We're happy to be coming to you from Cypress Street Radio, AOC Community Media's streaming broadcast.
Look for us every day of the week. Our 8 a.m. show will start your morning off right. That's right in a good way.
Not right as in radical right. We bring you good times, good ideas, good pastimes, and who knows what else.
With a progressive flair. Our 7 p.m. stream is a great backdrop for some decaf and peace of mind. So either way, get whatever it is that cools you off and makes you comfortable. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Yes.
All right. Well, Al.
Yes.
I think we are very well into coronavirus time.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean,
and
go ahead.
We're experimenting a little bit with opening up some businesses. Are you venturing out into some businesses?
To a limited extent. I mean, I went and had some Mexican food the other day.
Oh, and at the place? I mean, there outside?
Yeah.
Okay. There are a few Mexican places that have like outdoor dining, but there was one that I thought was really weird because they had like an extension of their porch, and they had plastic all around the thing. So it looked like no matter what, that they were actually confined into the germ space or no germ space or whatever. I don't know.
Well, I guess it depends on what the people with the germs are, I suppose.
Yeah, it looked kind of sketchy to me.
Well, the whole thing, to me, this whole episode, for the past, I guess it's at least 5, maybe 6 months, it's been kind of sketchy. I mean, when our, top officials were made aware of it, it's likely last year in
people knew that it was out there, but they just assumed that it wouldn't cross the ocean, I guess.
Well,
despite the fact that we have people going everywhere every day.
Well, I guess I would say there's only going to be a handful of people that actually know what really has happened.
Yeah.
Because there's you get little hints and bits and pieces and stuff like that as far as things that have happened, but as far as what significance, if any, there is or was. I mean, like the guy from Harvard, Have you heard anything more about that?
Dr. Fauci or somebody else?
No.
He was from Cornell. This isn't
Fauci?
Yeah, Fauci's from Cornell.
Okay, but there was a guy from Harvard.
Okay.
I mean, the guy was arrested. Okay, I mean, this was
seriously.
Oh yeah, you hadn't heard about that? Well, I mean, that's probably by design.
I don't have TV.
Yeah, well, I don't either. But I mean, This was.
Whoa, but you got two people that are like totally disconnected from television.
Yeah.
That's why we're so good.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to remember the details, but he had some connection with China or, slant Wuhan, and was getting money for something he was doing that was, I don't know if it was viral research or something to do with the lab in Wuhan, or because the lab, and once again, this is something that I haven't dug down real deep on.
Well, you need to dig down into these things before you start talking about them so we can learn. I don't know.
Well, maybe somebody that's watching or listening.
Yeah, maybe y'all out there, you can dig down and find out what's going on. We will after we get off the show. Maybe we can put it on our Facebook.
Yeah.
So that we have the end of the story.
Interest.
Yeah.
But,
well, I'm like, what in the world's going on?
Well,
I had heard that one of the people who were first warning about the seriousness of the virus, who was a doctor, ended up dying from the.
That's possible.
From the virus.
That's entirely possible, but I don't. The details kind of escape me on that.
That was way back in 2019 that he died.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he
more serious than you think?
I was going to say.
They were talking about it coming from this fish market or the pet store or the meat market, whatever it was.
You talk about somebody in Wuhan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know about that. I mean, that's that doesn't ring a bell with me, although it is quite.
Maybe it only showed once. Maybe they shut it down. I mean, because it was obviously him. I don't know.
Well, that's what I was saying about this Harvard professor or whatever he was. A research person. I mean, it's like I haven't heard anything more about it. I mean,
do you think it's being censored?
Well, I mean, just like everything else, I mean, the mainstream media is trying to paint the picture they want to paint.
I'll tell you what. I mean, there's some things going on with the media and the religious right and all that just blows my mind. And they're becoming so radicalized. It's like they're, members of the Taliban or something.
Yeah, it's
I've got a little tickle in my throat, guys. I hope it's not coronavirus.
Kind of like a Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. That too. I don't know. I mean, there's some people who have gone into attack mode. Maybe they have a mental illness, just throwing out barbs and things, and it just blew my mind. But there's a thing called like block somebody on Facebook. Is there a way to block text? Is there a way to block text?
Block text?
Yeah, text. Like the things that people write on the cell phones. Can you block that?
I don't know, but I have, it's kind of funny. I was just looking at my phone earlier. Mm-hmm. And I had, over the past week or so, I have got some texts that I hadn't got before. I mean, like, it's like the spam phone calls,
Right.
But I don't know as far as blocking them. I guess unless there's some way.
I think there should be a way to block numbers. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a way to block a number once you have it in your thing that you can block it. But it was a long time ago that I did that, and I can't seem to find it again. So you can put block this number, and block it. Because you can block your numbers on your phone and, set it where you don't get certain calls.
Well, yeah.
Because I was getting like marketing calls and I didn't want to get them. So I was able to block them. So I'm like, well, you should be able to do that.
Your warranty on your car is about to run out.
Yeah. Something like that. I got one of, yeah. Is that like something that the Better Business Bureau that's a scam thing, right?
Well, not necessarily, but it's like kind of a unwanted. It's like I really don't want to hear about that. You know, if I was looking for that, I'd find it on the internet or something like that. But it's just like, you know, everything else. I mean, somebody's trying to sell you something, and
right.
maybe you don't necessarily want it right then, but if you hear their pitch, maybe you will.
Yeah.
And well, I don't even answer the phone. It pulls up a name out of my, phone book, my saved people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But and I guess you could. Well, I mean, there may be a way to set text to where it rejects it unless it's something that's already in your database of people. But then that might be a problem because sometimes you get text from I don't know. I mean, I can think of a problem. I can't seem to narrow it down right now. But it's kind of like with the phone. I mean, sometimes I will answer my phone if I'm expecting something, or if I think it's a possibility that somebody might be calling me back and it's from the same area code or something like that. Then I may go ahead and answer it. But I'd say probably about 50-50 as far as me regretting. A lot of time it's just some more, somebody trying to sell me something.
Okay. Well, I would think that if it's a specific number and you block the specific number, they shouldn't be able to call you.
Well,
but
yeah, I'm sure you could.
But can they text? That's the issue.
But how would you know what numbers to block,
Because they're bothering you.
Oh, you mean after you've had one occurrence?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
Like leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay. Let's see. We've got I got this newsletter that's really interesting.
Oh yeah.
It is put out by the I guess regional centers for the U.S. Census Bureau.
Mm-hmm.
And they go out, I think, for different states, and I have the one for the state of Louisiana.
Okay.
And it has reports on the response of the population in Louisiana by congressional district. And it has it divided up by the 6 different districts, and it has the picture of the congressional representative. So it has their name, their district, and then the percentage of responses. And the District 3, which includes Lafayette, is 54.4% for the congressional district for the response rate. So we're a little over half of the people have responded that need to respond. In Lafayette Parish, we're doing better than that. We're at 58.1%. But that's not good, because that other 50% of the things that have gone out are going to have to be pursued by a person if we don't get up to speed and respond. And in this environment of coronavirus and all, we should want to do everything that we can to go ahead and turn in our answers.
You can do it online too.
You can do, it's really great. You can do it on the phone. You can do it online, and you can do it by mail.
Yeah.
And it would be nice if we could put like a little banner below here, because the phone number to call is 844-330-2020 for us in Louisiana. And the question online is my2020census.gov, and that's the number 2020. So my2020census.gov would take you.
Yeah, they had some kind of on the mailing that I got. It had a code for me to type in, and it
has a code, but there's some people who are not going to have a code.
Really? Okay.
I mean, they may have houses that are vacant that have a code, but there's going to be some people that don't have a code. Maybe the mail was lost or whatever. Maybe somebody else moved in and they thought it wasn't their mail, so they just emptied the mailbox and threw everything away.
Yeah.
But there's going to be some people there's homeless people that never lived anywhere except where they live on the streets, who are probably in hotels right now.
Yeah.
But they don't have a code.
In hotels, wondering if they're going to be able to
there's
patronize those businesses that got their $852,000.
Yeah. There's been a big effort to help the people who are on the street. And the understanding, I think, was that HUD was going to help with this. And it's kind of an issue. I don't know what happened in the end of it all, because there was supposed to be public commentary on Monday to our city and parish councils about this redirecting of a $900,000 grant from HUD to our area to help. And I'm really surprised. I thought that maybe Josh might be not so bad. But this business, as far as wanting to take that money and put it into businesses as opposed to helping with housing, is an issue.
Well, I've kept up with it a little bit, but and I think they were, supposedly supposed to come up with another couple $100,000 from some other place or something like that. It's what I read. But then whether or not, that sounds like one of those things, to me. It's like, oh, okay, well, don't worry, we'll do this.
Yeah, we'll take your Social Security and use it to, have parties or something.
Yeah. But I was reading something else about, how some of the solutions are so obvious. I mean, one of the problems we've had for the past, let's say, 50 years is this, trickle down economics.
Oh, yeah.
I think we can pretty well.
It's failed time and time again, and the people that are at the trickling top just really like to keep it trickling up and not down. Or they say it's down, but.
Well, but actually, I mean, there's the term that I heard recently.
There's a big skimming of the cream from the top of the barrel.
Well,
for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But there is, and I don't know how long the term's been around, but I just ran across it the other day, but called trickle up economics. And, so that's where you actually put money in the hands of the people at the at the lower levels,
and it goes directly into the system. I mean, it doesn't. There's no kind of I'm going to put this in my little war chest for my generations 10 times down.
Well, and that's the it's like I've given this some thought. I mean, with the businesses, I mean, yeah, of course you want to save the businesses. I mean, that,
Right,
you know, you want to keep a business climate. Huh? Right, that's not what that was for. But where are they going to get their customers?
Yeah,
Nobody's got money to spend at their businesses, or is it the thing that, well, you
they
know,
just want their friends coming for their own.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, where
the haves and the more haves. And the
well, yeah, the you know, are they gonna?
They don't want that riffraff. It's like, you know, Sea Island, Georgia. You put up the chicken wire, and you have the illustrious have it everything people, and then those people that are, you know, on the other side of the chicken wire.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. And like then too, like you can even look back at like that movie, the Titanic, you know, where they had the people in the lower levels of the ship.
Third class.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's you know, I think people are starting to realize what's going on. I mean,
let's hope. But you know, I see some that it's just goes right over their head, right across their face, and they're just blind. They're too busy thinking that they're perfect and that they know that or they're wannabes. You know, I don't know, and I think they're going to get it, but I don't know.
Well, it's, I guess we've gone downhill a long ways in the past 50 years.
I miss John Lennon.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean,
I miss him too, you know. I mean,
yeah. I mean, he had such a handle on actually, you know, just being peaceful and not interfering and not pushing your way around. And it's just a shame that some nutcase, whoops, sorry about that. I gotta send a message. Darn. Yeah, I don't know what I sent.
Well, I hope it was.
That was the Census people, y'all. Hey, serious.
Really?
Yeah, it was from Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What they're calling in to say, we appreciate the great job y'all are doing on.
Actually, I'm working on getting some. I'm working on getting some materials and things to give to some of our foreign pockets in Lafayette that might have not gotten the information in the language they can understand.
Yeah.
So, oh gosh, I don't know a thing, but I'll have to. I don't think I have a way to text her. Anyway, I'll have to call back. back. I didn't mention to them that I did this radio show at 11 o'clock. So.
Yeah.
Oh, well, y'all, I'm so sorry, but y'all take priority. Our listening audience, you know, it's so important. So.
Let's see here.
So the other thing, okay, we were talking about the 2020 census. Another thing I learned, you know how all those questions deal with that April 1st date? Like, where were you living on April 1st? That is not, that's just a guide. Mostly it's used for like people who have maybe a child that's one place or another. Okay. Okay. I'll carry it because this is probably them. I've probably got to take this call.
Well, okay. Yes, I did do my census. I went online and answered their questions, and which is a fairly painless thing. I remember, seems like people used to come to your house and with their little clipboard and ask you questions and stuff like that. But I guess particularly this year, I think they'll try to be, there were that's kind of being minimized. And let's see,
it was not.
like,
they mentioned the census, but then they got into something else. It was not the person that was supposed to be.
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was like, and I'm like talking, and they just keep on talking. I don't know. It may have been one of those really high-powered things that they use for recording. Some of them you can't tell that it's not a person there on the line.
Yeah. Some of them are. Some of them I just like to give nonsensical answers and see if
Yeah. Well, it obviously, if you talk to them and they just keep on going, it's like, hello, you're a recording. Just don't call me, because I was supposed to be taken off that list too. So we may have to have a whole thing on the government do not call list.
Now, I've never really done anything with it. Like I say, I just don't. If it doesn't pull up a name out of my phone book, I don't answer it except in special cases.
Well, I got this new phone, and I don't know, and I haven't been able to set it up where I can see who's calling. It just, everybody's a private caller. So if I don't answer,
really?
they don't know. Yeah. It's a Panasonic. It's a Panasonic phone. There's probably some programming I need to do that I haven't done yet.
That seems odd.
Yeah. I know, because you would think, but it's through LUS Fiber and utilities, and it's not giving me a number that's recording in my phone.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, it makes it very difficult.
Yeah, I think I would call them and ask them about it.
I haven't gotten my Echo working either since I moved.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's like, hey, something's not right. I got a new Wi-Fi and a new, and I'm on LUS instead of another, provider. So,
yeah.
Anyway, it's just one of those things. So, I don't know what to do about it.
Well, I think I would call your service provider and call the people where you got your phone and say,
the Panasonic people, and ask them to tell me how to program this so I can see who's calling.
But who's, I mean,
because I do have a display that doesn't have ever had the numbers on it.
That's weird. I mean, I have never, that's the first I've even heard of that. I mean, that's kind of like, like the old.
Well, I'm going to take your advice, and I'm going to call my provider. I'm going to call LUS, and I'll call Panasonic and see what I can find out. So everybody, if you have something that you can't figure out, call the maker. You heard it first from Big Al.
Yeah.
Here's your technical advice for the day.
Well, it's like I have an issue with this computer that it looks like I'm going to have to send it back, and
Really?
I think it's a hardware problem, but I mean, it could be a software. There's one thing I have to do before I send it off, but it's I don't know. I really haven't had too much of a problem with stuff like this, although with the phones, I mean, all the features, I mean, it's just so many things to go through to get stuff set up. I mean, all the little odds and ends, but
So what kind of computer do you have, and where did you?
Well, I got it at Best Buy, and it's
okay. Well, they got a tech squad out there that's supposed to help with stuff.
Well, yeah, but I didn't buy the warranty from Best Buy because it's got a warranty. It comes with a warranty.
Right.
So had I bought that, I could have got them to look at it right there.
Yeah. Well, I have a service that I pay for every year.
Yeah.
With Microsoft.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You did, because you did use them the other day, and I was thinking, it's going to cost you if you do that.
Uh-huh.
And you'd already paid for a membership or something.
Right. Yeah. And it's for the whole year, and you renew every time. I'm wondering if it's about time for us to have maybe a break.
Well, I think I could vote for that.
Okay. Well, let's let's just take a little break, and I'm gonna run, do something real quick. Like
I think I may do that myself.
I'm gonna stir the pot.
Okay.
Because I'm cooking some things on the stove, actually.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, so we're gonna go make sure. Well, you know that the Ravel's Bolero's really much longer. Do you recall it? It was the music that was used by one of the Olympic skating championship #1 gold medalist duo.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, it was like one of the most popular skaters. I think they were from Russia.
Yeah.
And phenomenal routine. And like this was, I mean, they pulled out all the stops. This I've never seen. I mean, think about the editing that was involved in that production. That's the Hong Kong Ballet, by the way, if anybody missed that. We thought that we would kind of show that, and because we're not against Asian people, we like them. We're diversity, we love it, and it's really sad that there's any type of kickback that is undeserved, because the people who are here are just like you and me, wanting the same things. It doesn't matter what color we are or anything. It's just, unless they get radicalized.
Well,
and they're not.
No, probably most of them aren't, I mean, they, it's like, so many things, it's like just a small group of people cause problems for the other 99%, or 98% or whatever, whatever the percentages are, but it's definitely,
it's the bad apples that,
well,
everything.
The sociopaths and psychopaths and narcissistic personality disorder people, and but it's like you have something you want to say there.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about that video and the design and the color and the editing. I mean, because that wasn't done on stage, and they had cameras that had to be suspended in the air to get the aerial shots, and they had all ages. I don't think that, and they're so precision oriented. I mean, when you watch the Asian music videos, it's pretty amazing. The K-pop videos, but the colors on that. I think those girls have the tights over their shoes.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, if you look at it, it looks like that. I mean, I think they have the tights over their shoes.
That's interesting.
I mean, and all the color coordination. The grandmothers are on pillows that perfectly match the tights.
Yeah.
and the buildings have been painted into all these really weird pastel colors.
Yeah.
And the guys, seamlessly change from having fans in their hands to having girls in their hands.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of work. The producers of that probably need as much accolades as the dancers, but they're all just very talented.
Yeah, well, it takes a fair amount, pretty good amount of planning and thought and effort and all that to put on some kind of production.
Yeah, the choreography, like the guys, doing the perfect wave on a boat. It's just oh my gosh, look at this. Every time I look at that, I see something different that I didn't see before. So I suggest everybody watch it about 10 times. You can go and pull the YouTube up out from our show. You don't have to watch our show 10 times, but you might hear it 10 times if you're not, careful. And if we're not careful.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just I just really think it's cool, and being there would probably be cool too. But we've got a long wait to go now. The travel is not going to be what it used to be.
Well, I think Hong Kong, I mean, it seems like, and, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like Hong Kong managed the viral situation pretty well.
Yeah, well, it's not been like reported as much as like Korea.
Yeah.
It's a little tiny thing, and there's so much political issue with their struggle to maintain their independence and freedom as an independent country, as opposed to being swallowed up by China.
Yeah.
And China really wants them to be under their rule, and they don't want to be under China's rule. They have elections, and they're not communists, and they like their freedoms. And I don't know. It's I mean, I don't have anything against China. I feel like, whatever happened could have happened anywhere, except that because different people eat different weird stuff. We used to have, and may still have, our beef banned from places in Asia, from the mad cow disease that we had here.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's, but this is just kind of to me, an interesting little tidbit. If you look at all the countries, at least all that I've run, and there's a lot that I haven't, but Vietnam did a particularly good job of, they have no deaths from coronavirus in Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
Now what they did, they kind of, freaked out and overreacted at first. That's kind of what people were saying. It was a big, lockdown and stop this and stop that. But, I think they had 300 cases in Vietnam.
Okay.
And no deaths. Wow. I just read that today. So that's,
that's pretty, that's pretty significant.
Oh yeah, to me that's impressive. But like here, the difference, if we would have taken it seriously a week earlier, that we're talking 50,000 deaths apparently. That's the figure that I came across.
For the first week of infections and outbreak, we had 50,000 deaths.
Well, no, it's not just for that 1 week. It's what happened during that week and how many
people were infected.
Well, yeah, there's a infection rate, but I think they were looking at, say, from March 2nd to March 9th or something like that, what the difference would have been had things, happened differently. Like the Mardi Gras.
Well, Mardi Gras wasn't in March. Mardi Gras was
but I'm just saying that wasn't a good idea.
I talk to people about this, but Mardi Gras is not something we started. Mardi Gras dates back to the 1500s in France and whatever, and it happens all over the world. And like I said, if we had just shut down Mardi Gras, and then there was nothing happened, and people would still be griping about John Bell and that he caused all this problem for nothing,
Yeah.
And he wasn't. And you know what? At that same time, up in Washington, D.C., they were doing Mardi Gras. They were pulling people from Louisiana up there and celebrating with all their little masks and Mardi Gras beads and the whole 9 yards, carrying people from here up there doing their White House thing.
Now that I wasn't aware of, but that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. They pulled up the mayor of Scott, and
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. So kind of ridiculous. So
well, I think it would have been a
people
good
don't
thing
need to be getting on the Mardi Gras thing and blaming the governor for it. It would have happened anyway.
Well, I'm not trying to place any blame.
No. But if there would have been, then that's what I'm saying. There would have been. And there has been, and it's ridiculous. I mean,
it's like
I think it's ridiculous.
Well, the opening up, I mean, it's going to be interesting what happens for the rest of the month to see how this opening up thing that started a few days ago, how that's going to affect.
Yeah, well, I have my calendar marked for like May the 29th because the thing opened up the 15th, so 14 days. And we'll start seeing the spike, I'm afraid. I hope I'm wrong, but I expect there's going to be like a big jump in our infections and all that.
Well, that could definitely happen.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they warned against it. The doctors warned against it. The big agencies have warned against it. But, it's just like, I don't know. I just don't think it's real wise. And then there's another bad part of this too, as far as the isolating and blame game and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. There's been some older people who have been sort of accosted in stores and things. Where they've been like blocked in and ridiculed and made fun of and made to feel very uncomfortable and unsafe and worried, and that's just out and out wrong. I mean, what kind of people? Well, and then they're not even they're like some sort of savages that that don't have any sense of courtesy or respect.
Have they no decency?
No decency whatsoever. The worst of the worst.
Well, I mean, I read about that too. I mean, actually, a mutual friend of ours, and that's I don't know. I mean,
well, it
just amazes me.
Yeah, I did call 212-232 HELP about it. I had called the Lafayette Council on Aging about it, just to give older people a heads up that this could happen and what to do about it. Because there should be options. There should be a way to nip this thing in the bud.
Well, I mean, that's I read something about what was it, a guy in Costco or something, and like I say, I'm just going from memory here, but there was some guy in Costco, and apparently they have a policy: if you want to come in, you wear a mask. Mm-hmm. No ands, ifs, or buts. And some guy was checking out and didn't have a mask. I mean, I don't know if he'd had one for a while and then just took it off or something like that. But and they threw him out basically. And that's
just like a good old saloon scene, huh? Did they pick him up bodily and throw him through the swinging doors?
Well, I don't think they did that, but it was they definitely, made him or gave him the idea that it was in his best interest
not to be in there.
Exit stage left, right.
Yeah. That reminds me of the saloon scenes. Those are always funny. Where they are boom and they out goes in the door and rolls into the street. So
yeah. Well, but
comedy.
It's amazing.
I mean, why would you even do that?
Huh?
I said, why would you even take your mask off? That's just.
Well, just draw attention to yourself.
I guess. Well, he got the attention he wanted. Maybe not what he wanted, but he got some attention.
Well, maybe. But I mean, there's so much, conflicting evidence on. You pick any kind of topic with this. I mean, it's like mask. I mean, good, bad, indifferent? Can they be harmful to the user? And they can be in some situations, you know? I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, I read about a guy that was jogging with the mask on and had a
twig catch him and he went backwards.
No, I think I think it was I'm trying to think if it was ended up collapsing one of his lungs, or I mean, it was a pretty serious deal. But the thing is you're not supposed to be breathing at a exercise level wearing a mask, you know? I mean,
so he ran out of oxygen. He ran out of oxygen.
That's another thing. They do cause a hypoxic effect, you know?
Well, we need to tell everybody they need to take all these cautions into effect. Use common sense. Don't do anything that puts yourself in danger with your own particular idiosyncrasies about masks. Do what you're supposed to do. If you want to go to a place that doesn't let you do what you want to do, don't go. Just change your plan. Go someplace else. Live peacefully. Just chill. You know, try to concentrate on things that bring you a sense of peace. That's all I can say. Just peace, everybody. You know.
Yeah, peace out.
Yeah, peace out. Peace in, peace out, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's a good way to go. So I think I'm going to ask everybody to check out our Facebook page. Maybe we'll find the answers to our unanswered questions. You know, who it was, what they did, when, where, and how. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So have a great week. Come back and see us if you missed something that you really feel like you need to.
Yeah. See y'all later.
All right.